All right. Well, happy first Monday of February, friends. Team Cup month and all of the things. If you should have gotten your Coach Insider by now and saw that 9-week Control Freak is on sale again this month. If you are on Team Cup, you also get to use your $10 off codes. Those do go with 9-week Control Freak. In the past, it hasn't been for the program that's currently on sale, and they're letting that. I did get notified that the codes will be out at 8 p.m. Pacific tonight. They've been having issues because of registration and having to verify coaches that they are feeling bad. So they're like sending them out right now. So in the next couple of hours, so they were like, sorry about the delay, but that is what is happening right now. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen really quick so you can see the tracker. We're playing music over here. That's great. And all right, I pulled it up. Now I just went in, I didn't realize I didn't have it as editable. Should be editable for everybody who has the link. Now, when I say you can edit it, please just do the check marks. Don't change people's names and like paying attention as you go. But like planning out your day. Did I figure out what I was doing? My gratitude and affirmations. Personal development. I've been reading about 10 pages a day in the morning, posting on social media. I think most of it is self-explanatory. I wanted to share for the expanding your network and the new conversations. Now, these new conversations do not need to be overwhelming. You can be sending somebody a happy birthday message that you haven't ever talked to before. You can be responding to one of their posts or their stories, just interacting and asking a question, or even making like some kind of, oh my goodness, how cute, or that looks delicious. Just interacting with people. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I always check my birthday messages and send everybody happy birthday. Do you have any plans? And then the challenger invites. Obviously, you need to be having a group going on that's starting soon, so inviting those. We're going to go over that a little bit tonight. And then follow-ups, there's not a number because it just depends on how many you have. Like in my group that I'm in, I'm supposed to do 10, but I currently have like 57 that I need to get done today. So I didn't want to put a number on there, but making sure that you are tracking and going on there. Writing 3 things that you're proud of. This last section has been like a game changer for me, just because it's saying like, I did good things. Because a lot of times we question what we're doing. And instead of being like, I didn't hit SPs, saying, you know what, I signed up somebody for BOD. Like, let's celebrate those. I got somebody started on Energize. Like, saying those, just because it's not maybe celebrated in corporate does not mean it's not a good thing. Okay, so I want us to be celebrating all of those things. The trust affirmations, I believe I uploaded. If I did not, please let me know. And then like a family activity, meaning like eat dinner together, watch a show, play a game, something. Sorry, we're post visit, which means mama all the time. And they change your hair all the time too. And so like recharge, restore activity, do something for you. I just really want everybody to make sure that they're taking care of themselves as well as their business, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, then that's where we're going to struggle. So those are just some of the questions that I was getting. I did just change the link to be editable by anybody who has that link. So obviously I'm just sharing it with the team so nobody crazy can get in, but that is what has been the most questioned. I didn't realize, I thought if I could just post the link and you guys could check the boxes. Not the case. So, okay. Today, we wanted to talk about maximizing your month. I know that sometimes when we see somebody hitting high SC or hitting SC at all, we're like, what are they doing differently than us? Like, what is it? And so I've been getting a lot, especially like last month. I mean, I ended up with 24, but everybody's like, what did you do differently this month? It wasn't what I did differently this month. It's what I've been doing consistently for the past 6 months. And so I don't want you all to be like, how in the world? Guys, I've been sending 300 invites for 6 months. So yes, my numbers are going to be big, but that's because over time it builds. But I was just talking to Lindsay, and every single first of the month, I log into my computer and I go, oh, how in the world am I going to hit SC this month? It's at 0. and I have hit SC 85 straight months, and I still go in and I freak out because that number's at 0. Okay, so don't feel like just because you've just started or something. I still feel that 6 months in, but I feel like that's like a healthy, now get to work. Okay, and so we wanted to just share some things on how to maximize your month. I'm gonna let Amy start because we're really loud. Take it away.
Okay. So, Melissa and I were talking last week about what is it that we have like really intentionally done for team, especially for Team Cup months. And because I think it was Melissa's second month of coaching that she hit SC 36 in her first ever Team Cup. And my first Team Cup, I hit high numbers too. And so we were talking about what was it that that actually led us there, and now what are we intentionally doing to make sure that we lock in SC early. And one, whatever your goal is, so let's say your goal is SC 10. Take that goal, and I want you to try to hit that goal by the 15th of the month. So think, like, cut your month in half and think, okay, I want to hit SC 10. So by the 15th, I want to have SC 10. And that just creates this sense of urgency in us, and it makes us do the things that we're consistently doing, do the things that we know we need to do, but we do them faster, and we do them with a little bit more like, okay, let's do this, let's get it done. And so having that sense of urgency, so I almost want to have like mid-month goal and then an end of the month goal. So just know like what my goal is. I'm thinking, okay, this is by the 15th. By the 15th, this is where I want to be. And then also, we were talking about that one of the biggest changes, like one of the biggest things that for customers, for challengers, is when people see our transformations. And so posting a transformation within the first couple days of the month. So like I highly suggest either tonight or tomorrow night, post a transformation, and post a transformation that even you yourself go like, whoa, I can't believe that was me. So, and if you don't have like a dramatic transformation, that's okay. I know one of my coaches, she said, I don't have a dramatic transformation, one, because she actually has been fit almost her whole adult life. And I said, good, post a picture of you a year ago and post a picture of you now and talk about how there's not a difference because of consistency, because you have like learned how to do it. So either way you do it. And I said, you can even kind of like laugh at yourself and be like, there's not much change. But that's like a good thing, because if you think about it, people are fluctuating and changing, especially because, like, I don't want to say, but the COVID-15 or 19 is real for a lot of people. And so like showing people what has changed over your year, or whether it's dramatic or not, you can spin it however you want. But showing a transformation within the first couple days, because those are also the easiest to invite from. If people are liking your transformation or commenting on your transformation, they are interested. They want to know what you're doing. And that's a very, very easy invite of, hey, thanks for showing love on my transformation. Would you want to do this alongside me? I'm going to lead a group through it this month. And so showing that transformation, being bold, especially for new coaches, like be bold and share what has changed in you physically or mentally or whatever it is. Be bold and be like ready to share something vulnerable, to share something, maybe it's a pain point in your transformation, and then to invite like crazy off of that. I know that that's something that I try to actually do that at the beginning of every month, but especially Team Cup month, I'm digging back for pictures that I know that there's a big difference. So that is a couple of the little things that I do. Melissa, did you have anything else, or she's still?
It's fine. It's fine. And like what Amy was saying, like today I sent out 20 invites just to people watching my stories about my group that I posted about last night. And every time, like clearly you can see that they watched it because you can see on the list of who's watched it. And I always say, hey, I don't know if you saw. And then I go in and say, I've got 3 $10 off codes for the first 3 people that sign up. Would you be interested in joining? Or whatever, but I like making a few stories about your group is huge because they're watching it, they're clicking through, and you might see a couple trickle down, but in general, I mean, you can reach out to those people and ask them, hey, can I send you more information to check it out? Oh my goodness, I'm really sorry. She's in her form tonight. But just, and I also reached out and said like, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're about. And I'm finding that when I am saying just like a one-liner of, I am getting my February Fit Club set up. We are going to focus on being our best selves by moving our body, eating food that is family friendly. Or if you're not family friendly, like if you're not a mom, then that's not your market or whatever, but saying quick and easy to go, whatever is your market, and focusing on fixing our mindset. Like hitting all of those things, because we want to make sure that we're about, fitness, nutrition, and mindset. Would you like more information? And that's all of the invite. The next information is when I would send more information about the group. But I really feel like when you're posting about it or dropping it in your stories a little bit each day, it gives you more people to talk to. Because if they're watching your stories, they are giving you an invitation to talk to them because they don't have to watch your stories. They could have clicked on by. Okay. And I know we let that fear inside of us being like, I can't talk to them. No, they watched. They wanted to hear what you said. So when a lot of times we feel like they'll let me know when they're ready, but sometimes they just need a second invite. Because the first invite, they started thinking about, yeah, Dawn's raising her hand. I'm going to talk to her. And we met on Instagram. So, and here she is on our team. And I think that's where it is. It took me 11 times. And so every single time people are like, they didn't say yes. I'm like, I didn't say yes. I didn't. And so I want you to remember that, like, did you say yes on the first try? If you did, you're an anomaly. But most of you probably didn't because we're all together here and you sat and thought about it for a while, or you watched and watched. And so that's why we encourage, like, do the stories so you can do the invite. The other thing is that I do every single month. I do usually the 29th and 30th, and then the 1st and 2nd. I reach out to all my BOD renewals. And you can go into your online office and you can look on subscriptions and you can see who is renewing their Beachbody On Demand that month. And I send them a message and I say, hey, these are our current options. And your BOD is going to renew on the 4th. These are your options. And if you would like to take any of these options, please reach out. And a lot of times, like by me saying, like, you're renewing for $99, or you can get Shakeology for $60. 9 times out of 10, they're like, I want to get Shakeology for $60 because it's normally $130. So yeah, I'm going to get it for $60. And that's what the challenge pack is all about. If they're going to get a $99 BOD, there is no reason you shouldn't be able to convince them to do that. Because if you're telling them about how wonderful this shake is done for you, or that they're getting a meal for $2, instead of their coffee drink or whatever, if they're a coffee lover, cafe latte, bam. Like those types of things. But I always reach out to my BOD renewals. And then I follow up with anybody who showed interest last month who didn't sign up. And so this is where tracking is huge. Because if you didn't write anybody down who you talked to, there's no way you're going to be able to go back and figure it out. And I opened up my Teamsy today, not even kidding. It says 115 people I need to talk to. I could be overwhelmed, or I can say, yes, I have 115 people I'm supposed to talk to, because when I talk to them and they tell me no in January, they tell me no in December, I set my reminder to text them in February. It's because I'm tracking what I'm doing. Now, you don't have to do Teamsy, you don't. But whatever your tracking system is, maybe you're using pen and paper, but you need to go back and make notes that say follow up with them in February. Follow up with them in blank. And a lot of times when they say no, I say, can I follow up with you later on? And just like moving on to them. So I'm following up with all of those people. And then having a date set for your group. You can't invite anybody to something that's not set in stone. You can't say, hey, I'm making a group this month sometime. I don't know when. Maybe. Like, I have a date. I know exactly when they need to sign up by in order to get their stuff. And again, sense of urgency. Like Kim and I always have this conversation is like, do you let people in at the last minute? I don't always. Sometimes say, well, I can get you started, but you're not going to be able to join the group because I already did all the prep period. So if you have a sense of urgency and a sense of like, my start date is February 8th, you need to order today. Like, you need to make sure and have that. And that's a consistency. Like, every single month, we start on the third Monday. That's what I've done since I started. It's the third Monday. So my people know that you have to have your order in by next Monday. Otherwise, you're not going to get your stuff in. And even next Monday is cutting it close. But that's the way to hit SC by the first half of the month. It's because my group starts half of the month. So you have to have already had it. And then I can spend the second half inviting to coaching. Let me see what else is there. So I already said sharing your stories about your group, like continuously. I like to share, even like when I'm checking into my group, do a screenshot of like what people are talking about and like there's room for you. So they can see the conversations happening. They can see the meal plans that are being posted. They can see what they're going to get, because you can tell them they're going to get all of this stuff. But when they start seeing real people checking in and they can see that real meal plan happening, that's when they're like, oh, this is real. Like, there's actually people doing this. It's not just her face. So that's another thing that I do as well.
I know that we kind of touched on the coupon codes a little bit, but I wanted to go back to in creating, like, that creates a sense of urgency for people. Even just me saying, like, in my stories, I have 3 coupon codes this month: first come, first serve, or the people who I'm following up with from last month or the month before, I will tell them, hey, I know that you wanted to join my group, you didn't. I have a coupon code this month, but I only have 3 of them and it's first come, first serve. And so that kind of creates that little like, panic in them, which helps people like move along, like say, yes, okay, I am ready. And so kind of leveraging those coupon codes, or even maybe doing a little like like saying, I'm doing a contest, the first 3 people get $10 off, or whatever it is, but using those to your advantage. I know I love money off anything, and if I'm sitting on the fence and I hear that there's a coupon, like, I will make a decision if I'm sitting on the fence, knowing that I'm saving an extra $10. Like, we know it's not a ton, but it all adds up, especially if you're like, I don't know. And it could help like just push people into yes.
And
So.
if you use those first 3 codes before the 14th, you get another 3 codes. So that's another thing for you. Something else I was thinking about as Amy was talking, like, not assuming people's budgets. Okay, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, they think I'm annoying. They think I'm blah, blah, blah. If they're watching your stories, they don't think you're annoying. If they're liking your posts, they don't think you're annoying. If they agreed to follow you and have not unfollowed you, like, that's where you have to make sure that what you're doing, like, I think all of our stuff, we're putting our insecurities onto other people, instead of saying like, hey, all of these people, they said yes. So let me provide them with, like, Lindsay's doing her first free group. She just started as a coach. She's doing a free group to provide value because she wants to invite those people to a real group here in another week. Okay, it's scary to do a free group when you've been coaching for 3 weeks. but she's adding value up front and saying, look what I'm giving you. And now they're like, okay, I'm ready. Okay. And so like, it's just get in there, ask the questions, do those things, but like reaching out. And when you can say, hey, I know you're on the fence. I have this free sneak peek going on right now. And it's like literally we have all the free workouts, the samples. And so she can give them and they can say, you know what, I really love that Transform 21. And she can say, hey, here's the package. Bam. But like adding value in the way of like telling them what you think about it, how much has changed. Like for some reason, I skipped my shake this weekend. I don't even know why. It was just one of those like, we were gone. I didn't do it. And then yesterday, my IBS said, you suck. Have your shake. I'm mad at you. And I've been having Shakeology for 6 years and I just forgot. And so I share that because I forget like there are a lot of people out there struggling with IBS. And if I don't share and remind them, because new people are coming on and watching, of that journey of how Shakeology is my new medication instead of the medication I was on for 15 years, like I need to share that and remind people of those things because you don't know their pain point. So you talk to them about all the things that have like helped you, whether it's the confidence, maybe it's that you don't feel guilty anymore enjoying a treat. Maybe it's you don't feel like you have to work out so hard, but people need to see this so that they can say, I want that too. Okay. And that's how you can invite them and say, this is why I want you to come. Don't feel that just because you might not have had some huge weight loss transformation that you're calling somebody fat. People are not going to be thinking that you're coming from there because if your heart's in the right place, like they know you're not trying to be icky. Okay. And so, like those of you who are here and trying to better yourself, you're not trying to be icky. You just want people to feel like you do because that's why you said yes, because it either gave you more energy, gave you more confidence, makes you like love something that you didn't, makes you help you with stomach aches, something like that. Like we keep forgetting and we let that stop us from inviting. Don't assume anybody's going to say no because you never know. If I would have assumed that, it would be me on the call tonight. Just me. Or if Leanne, when she told me no so many times, I was like, nobody likes me. I'm giving up. But here she is. She finally said yes. You know, I asked Amy when she was pregnant still, you know, that's bold. And she said, as soon as I'm done being pregnant. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and because I did it while I was pregnant. So that's how it was able to go. Are there any questions or Amy, do you have anything to add? Anybody that you're like, this has really worked well for me?
I do have just because Melissa started talking about the like a free group and adding value. Another way to add value without having to do a free group, and this was actually from our NLC training this last weekend, was and Emily Faber, who's like my girl crush, spoke about Instagram and growing your social media. And I found this, and it was interesting because I follow her and I love her and the things that she was saying. But one of the things that she said was always give more than you ask for. Always give more than you ask for. And at first I was like, okay, like what do I have to give? And she is not your cousin. Tracy, what?
Is she related to your Aunt Dolly Parton?
I was like, no, you are asking. I'm coming to your family reunion then. No, but she was saying how you always give more than you ask. So what do you have to give away? Is it something that helps like teaches people how do you get up? Is it something that teaches them like how do you get up in the morning? Like what do you do? I'm like, there's like little things that we have picked up that we might not think is a big give to somebody, but when somebody told me, oh, I actually put my alarm across the room, I was like, oh, that makes actually a lot of sense because once my feet are out of bed, like I'm not going back to bed. And so that if I want to wake up early in the morning, that's what I do. I put my phone across the room. That's one little give that I can give people on social media. What else can I give? I can give them something to laugh at. I can give them, what is it? What do you have to give in helping with nutrition, helping with getting people going on a fitness routine, that they don't have to be a part of your group to give that piece of wisdom or that piece of advice. But, and it took me back to, I think one of the first personal or business development books I read was Jab, 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 Right, Cross. And it's that idea of you give, you give, you give, you share, and then you ask. And so people want to see what are they having to give to me? What are they saying today? And then when it comes time to ask, then it's, oh yeah, she's given me all this like little bits of wisdom. I should be a part of her group, or I do want to be a part of her team because she knows what she's talking about, or, at least she practiced what she preaches. So I thought that was a really good nugget, that how can you even in this week, think, what can I give this week so that when I'm asking next week, it's even more natural. So think about give, and then ask.
And I mean, your giving could be in one of your workout slides as well. Like I had somebody reach out to me the other day and they were just like, I look forward to what you have to say on those every day. And I'm like, oh, great. That's not pressure. But at the same time, like people are reading it. So, and so I think just like, you don't think it, like when you're sitting, like I will literally pause my workout if Autumn has said something that I want to share. Because sometimes like those little nuggets that like hit me, they're going to hit somebody else. And that's why like starting with like reading 10 pages of personal development, now I have something to give to somebody. Or I'm able to share that because somebody just needs to hear that. And you don't know who needs to hear it. But if it jumped out to you, I'm sure it jumps out to your people. And so that's a way of like giving encouragement, giving them something, like I tell everybody about like drinking 16 ounces of water before you eat any meal. And they're like, I never thought about that. I was like, well, you already have 48 ounces if you just eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they're like, I can totally do that. And most people have half their water goal just by drinking 2 glasses of water before they eat. And then they're not going to overeat. But just like those little things that you're like, you don't think about because it's totally normal for you now. Just say, okay, write down things that you can. And so I have something on my phone. Again, I have little notes on my phone that I can go, that's something that jumped out to me because I want to make sure that I can share something later. Okay. All right. We have a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions? It was really great to see everybody's face tonight. All right. I'm not going to hold you any longer, but actually I gotta make you take a picture. I want to stop recording first.